Welcome to Podnutz Daily for November 5th, 2008, episode number 109. Internet Explorer 8. Had a customer come in today. I made a rule in the shop that, every computer that we do now, we're going to put Internet Explorer 8 on instead of Internet Explorer 7. And I don't think that was a good idea. Customer came in today. We upgraded to Internet Explorer 8. And I don't know if it's going to happen with everybody's computer, but she uses Comcast for her email. She has a Comcast.net email address. When she tries to use her email in Comcast, Internet Explorer 8 will not show some of the icons like her forward or send or delete icons go away when she actually opens an email. Not in the mail interface and not in the interface when you're or not in the screen or the view where you're looking up and down a whole list. Only in the view where you actually click on a specific email and say you want to forward it to somebody else or you want to see who it's from. All the icons are gone. I downgraded her to 7. Icons came back. So we're going to hold off on 8. If anybody's having that problem with Comcast, try bringing it down to Internet Explorer 7. Or if you're having, internet problems in general, like strange things happening in the browser, maybe 8 is not ready to go yet. It is still in beta, but it looked pretty complete, so we give it a shot. But not a good idea. Back to Internet Explorer 7. Okay, the hard drive on my computer today crashed at the shop. Bad news is Cynthia in the chat room today? No, she's not. I'm glad she's not because a lot of the videos that I recorded for the laptop repair videos were on my computer, and it crashed today. And I have a backup in like 3 different places, but I haven't backed it up in a few weeks. And of course, my hard drive decided to crash today. What's happening is the hard drive, when you plug power into it, nothing. It doesn't even turn on. So I tried taking the power and plugging it in and out, and finally it started spinning. After I plugged it in and all out about 10 times, the hard drive started spinning, but the computer wouldn't recognize it. So I tried powering it on off a couple more times, and finally the computer was able to recognize it. And I threw spin right in there, and I just set it. As soon as the computer was able to recognize it, I turned spin right on, I let it go, and I'm going to go back tonight and see if it did anything. I had it on for about 2 hours, and it didn't even get past 1% of spin right. So hopefully spin right can at least get it readable so I get my videos off, and then that thing's going in the trash. Such a bummer, man. I did all those videos and got to redo a bunch of them now. Anyway, it's not good. We had a computer running. It had some spyware in it. Customer brought it in. It was spyware, infected, getting pop-ups, this kind of thing. I think we ran super anti-spyware. I don't think it got rid of everything. We ran Malwarebytes. Man, Malwarebytes is a great program. Thank you guys in the chat room and whoever. I know Mitch, a couple other people have talked about it. Malwarebytes does it again. It just absolutely destroyed the spyware on the system. It made it like you couldn't even find a trace of anything. It was just perfectly good to go. We did a nice cleanup on it, and we didn't have to do much more than run Malwarebytes on the system. Got rid of everything. System's good to go. Malwarebytes, highly recommend it. It's free. I think it's at malwarebytes.com, I think. Great program. I have a Sony Vaio laptop. A guy bought it about 6 months ago. And I think it was 6 months ago. It's not under warranty. Is it under warranty? I don't know why he's not getting it fixed under warranty. But it's a newer Vaio laptop. It might be just over a year old. It might be just over a year. I think it's actually 13 months old now I think about it. And anyway, it's been driving me crazy. It's got a Core 2 Duo, like a T7500 chip in it, and it does not power on at all. When you hit the power button, nothing. Blank, no lights, no nothing, no sounds, no nothing. Well, I took it apart just to make sure that it was the motherboard and nothing else. First thing I like to do when a computer does not power on at all, I unplug the battery, and I try it with the battery out, and I start unplugging things one at a time. Like I take the hard drive out, take the wireless card out, switch out some sticks of RAM, and just take all the things you could actually physically take off the motherboard, take them off of the motherboard, like drives and cards and those kind of things, and just see if we're trying to narrow down if it's the motherboard or not. Well, I took all those ports, because actually some of those things do short out the motherboard sometimes. I've had wireless cards in on a laptop that short out the motherboard, and the motherboard won't start. When you take the wireless card out, it works fine. So we take everything out, still no power. So at that point, I strongly felt that it was the motherboard. Ordered a new motherboard on eBay for $320. This was the cheapest place I could find it. A lot of VAIO motherboards are rare because they don't make a lot of the same and compatible models with each other. Like an HP, you get a DV6000. There's 10 million DV6000 models of HP, like sub-models. And you can technically use some of the same parts in that. VAIOs, I haven't found that to be the case. And the motherboards are expensive. Yeah, Kin's in the chat room is saying Sony's notorious for that. They definitely are. And it makes it more expensive for me to buy parts. Well, I went ahead and bought a motherboard because at this point I thought to myself, it could either be only the motherboard or the processor. That's the problem. So I ordered a new motherboard. Motherboard came in. I installed it. Same thing. No power. At this point is when I just kind of go berserk in the office and just have to go sit in a chair for about a half an hour just doing nothing. Because he's put that money out for a motherboard. A lot of times people on the sellers, and I bought it off of eBay because that was the cheapest place I could find it, from a reputable seller. A lot of times those sellers won't do refunds, I don't think. They'll just be able to they'll do exchanges. So I think I'm stuck with this motherboard. Well, I went ahead and I took a Core 2 Duo out of my Mac Mini and I tried to replace that. I took the Core 2 Duo out of the VAIO in the new motherboard. I put my Core Duo in and it still didn't power up. I went ahead and also took the chip that was in his computer, which was a Core 2 Duo T7700. I put it into my Mac Mini and my Mac Mini wouldn't start. So maybe the chips aren't compatible. I'm basically trying to narrow down without actually having a Core 2 Duo mobile chip in my office if the processor is bad or not. If the processor's good and the motherboard's still doing this, then I got a DOA motherboard. If the processor's bad, I need to get a Core 2 Duo mobile processor, test it in a new and old motherboard, and see if the motherboards are good. Anyway, you throw that much money out on the table, and you just start to cringe when things don't go your way. Terrible computer. I consider it one of my nightmare computers. And hopefully I will be able to acquire a processor, check out to see if both motherboards are good or bad. It should be getting power, though. Even without a processor, I think sometimes computers will power up and then power right down, but they should get power. Other than that, I have no idea what the problem is with this computer. It's really, really bugging me. Isn't there a device you could test in a motherboard to test that? I don't think so. I wish I had a motherboard testing device. That would be very nice. It's going to be a short show today for one reason, guys. I am starving. So hungry. No live calls today. But I'll play a voicemail from Christopher Evans here, and then I will read a couple emails, and then we're going to end off. Here's Chris's voicemail.
Hi, Steve. This is Mike in New Mexico. I'm just calling you
He says his name is Mike, but his Skype is coming up as Chris, so I'm going to say that it's Mike then. Mike, here's your voicemail.
Hi, Steve. This is Mike in New Mexico. I'm just calling you